Well, it is the first full week of March, which means we bring in our travel expert from TravelIowa.com, Jessica O'Reilly, joining us from the worldwide headquarters of Travel Iowa. Jessica, how are you, friend? How has life been?
I'm doing well. I can't believe it is the 1st of March already. Crazy.
Hard to believe. Well, first of all, January was like 92 months long, and February seemed to drag on. But today we kick off the new month with Museum Madness. We're changing it up a little bit. Set the scene for what we're going to talk about here this morning.
You know, I have always spent a lot of time talking to you about events, but there are other things to do in Iowa, and I feel like our museums could use a little love. So March seemed like the perfect month to talk about museums.
And you have put together quite the robust list, along with editor Stephen, who's helping us put this together. Let's begin. And the first one I know you are eager to talk about. Let's go to Marshalltown.
You could say I'm dying to talk to you about this one.
Come on now.
Hey, the Iowa Funeral Museum in Marshalltown. This has been on my list for a very long time, and I finally got to go in February, and it is remarkable. I did not find it creepy or morbid at all. I found it very interesting. It contains caskets and other historic artifacts related to the funeral industry collected over 3 decades by Marty Mitchell, who owns the Mitchell Funeral Home there in Marshalltown. It's one of only a few funeral museums in the country. It's open by appointment only. Just call or email them to arrange.
Well, and it's one of those things that every one of us has dealt with, every one of us is aware of, so why not embrace it, right?
Exactly. It really, I didn't know how long I would spend there. We were there over an hour. It was remarkable.
Well, let's talk next about something completely different. The Mississippi Spoon Gallery in Davenport. This is some of the pictures that you sent we're going to see here. This is pretty cool.
It is. I also spent a lot of time here. This one-of-a-kind museum bills itself as the world's largest collection of antique and silver spoons. The collection of more than 9,000 spoons contains French, German, British, Chinese, and Egyptian antiquities, and some of the rarest of spoons. Their hours vary, so check their website or make an appointment before you go.
Something you can really dig into. Let's not talk next about the Traer Salt and Pepper. Let me try it again. Traer Salt and Pepper Shaker Gallery. I'm betting this is in Traer.
You are correct. You will wind up in Traer if you want to go see this one. Ruth Rasmussen's collection of 16,000 shakers is the Midwest's most extensive collection of salt and pepper shakers. The museum's collection includes kissers, nodders, huggers, hangers, and nesters. It's open by appointment through March 31st, and then their regular hours run April through November.
Whatever you just listed made no sense to me, so that means I need to go check this place out then.
You need to go. And I will also say there is a cabinet with a closed door for some different shakers.
Okay. There's a tease right there.
Yeah, you got to go. You got to go.
Next up, not too far away from Traer, actually, is the Matchstick Marvels, just a hop, skip, and jumping away in Gladbrook.
Right. Local craftsman Pat Acton has used nearly 9 million wooden matchsticks to create 75 detailed models of sculptures, both large and small. A few of the models on display there in Gladbrook are the U.S. Capitol, the USS Iowa battleship, the Notre Dame Cathedral, and the USS Sullivan Brothers battleship, among others. The museum opens April 1st, so put this on your to-do later this year list.
One of the cool things about a quilt is how warm it makes you feel. And sometimes I like to think the entire state of Iowa is a warm tapestry, and you can enjoy both. Put them both together, the Iowa Quilt Museum and the birthplace of John Wayne in Winterset, Iowa.
Exactly. The Quilt Museum welcomes quilt lovers, history buffs, and all appreciators of American art and culture. The museum's mission is to promote the art of quilting through displays of quilts and information about quilt history. It features 4 unique exhibits annually, showcasing a variety of historic and contemporary quilts. The current exhibit is featuring Iowa quilts from Pella, Conrad, Bondurant, Forest City, and more.
And last but not least, they celebrated a big year last year, so celebrate their, I think it's is this the 81st year now in Walcott or something?
We'll go with that.
We'll check the math after the segment. But nevertheless, we're, of course, talking about the I-80 Trucking Museum in Walcott.
It is dedicated to the restoration and preservation of antique trucks and trucking artifacts, excuse me, so that the history of trucking may be shared with the general public. Visitors are able to see trucking treasures dating back to 1903 with over 120 vehicles on display, antique gas pumps, vintage signs, and more. That, of course, is located next to the world's largest truck stop.
You and I get together next week, take the show on the road, the Iowa Tourism Conference and the awards. Give me a 30-second elevator pitch on what's going on in Des Moines this next week.
Well, the Iowa Tourism Conference is the premier conference for tourism industry professionals. So we'll have people from all over the state coming in to learn marketing trends and ways to promote Iowa to travelers.
And I will not be doing Everyday Iowa coming up on the 13th because you have put me to work. I'm giving away some big awards at the ballroom next week.
You're capping off the conference with our big award ceremony.
In the meantime, traveliowa.com is the place to go check out everything in Iowa. What will we see if we log online?
Well, you can order your new travel guide if you don't have one already. And then, of course, we're talking like spring break. So if you're looking for things to do for spring break, we've got ideas there too.
Always good to see you, friend. I look forward to seeing you in person here very soon.
Indeed.
Jessica O'Reilly with us, traveliowa.com. We'll put a link to all the info on our website at kcrg.com.